Hello once again every single poddy, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new video. In this video I will be doing a expert's guide on the Toreador. Without further ado, let's get into it. The Toreador is found on Warstock Cash and Carry and can be bought for 3.66 million. The Toreador does not require any special garage to be stored and does not require any special vehicle such as the MIC or Avenger to be modified. It can be taken straight into LS Customs and all modifications can be applied there. The modifications for the Toreador are nothing special. It has armour, brakes, bumpers, engine, the explosives which are absolutely useless, the horn which is equally useless as the horn does not exist on the Toreador. It has lights, livery, loss and theft prevention which is then again irrelevant, louvers, plate, respray, sun strips, you can sell the vehicle, it has a spoiler, transmission, turbo, wheels and windows. In terms of making your Toreador look pretty, it has a wide variety of bumpers you can put on them, front bumpers and rear bumpers. It has 12 liveries that you can apply. It has 11 louvers, which basically change the back panel of the Toreador. Has the standard 5 plates, the 3 white, 1 blue and 1 black. Has typical respray options and a trim interior option. It has 3 sun strips. It has 11 different spoilers. It has all typical wheel customization options and has the 4 typical window options. According to Rockstar, the main selling point of the Toreador is that by holding right on the D-pad for Xbox and PS4 and whatever button corresponds to that on PC, your car will change from a car to a submersible. Now this does indeed mean that you can drive into water, turn it into a submersible and, well, swim. As I said earlier, the Toreador can be stored in all garages, but something that's actually unique to the Toreador is that by calling in your cassette, going over to it, going underneath your cassette, and pressing right on the D-pad, you can actually transport your Toreador to the cassette and store it in there as a personal vehicle. On the other hand, by getting into your Toreador and then accelerating, you can exit the cassette and be let into the ocean. Unfortunately, unlike the Oppressor Mark II and the Terabyte, where you can call it in via the interaction menu, going to the cassette, there is no available option to call in your Toreador straight from the cassette menu, which means you do have to go to Mechanic and call it in from there.
I'll bring it to you.
In PvP, the armour of your vehicle is a huge factor, and the Toreador is pretty good, being able to take 6 homing missiles, two RPGs, and 2 of any throwable. The Toreador is classified as a sports classic, but despite this cannot be used in any races, including sports classic races. Now this is for the fairly obvious reason that by pressing the horn button, your Toreador gets a half a second long speed boost. Now, by doing this on highways, you can get to speeds of over 140 miles an hour, making this the 3rd fastest vehicle in the game, right after the Vigilante and the Scramjet in some cases. Without the boost, the Toreador can reach speeds of around 110 miles an hour, but FPS, curb boosts and brake boosts obviously make this number differ a bit. Much like every other boost vehicle, if a car or a person goes behind you and you boost, they will get flung away. Now, it's not as powerful as some vehicles like the Vigilante and Scramjet, but as I said earlier, this varies with things like FPS, the weight of the vehicle, and other little things. The Toreador has 3 weapons. It has some machine guns, homing missiles, and non-homing missiles. The machine guns are similar to every other vehicle mounted machine gun, except they are a lot stronger. Here is a side-by-side comparison of the Toreador machine guns and the Deluxo. Okay. As you can see, that is about a 2-second difference, which doesn't sound like too much, but when you are going after someone and not using missiles for whatever strange reason, 2 seconds is quite the difference indeed. Now, something annoying about the Toreador is that it has a reduced lock-on range with every other vehicle, so as you can see here, I'm having to get really close to my friend in the Mark II here. Yeah, the lock-on range is really reduced. I will show a comparison of other vehicles like the Deluxo in a minute. It has a 150 meter lock-on range as opposed to about a 225 meter lock-on range. And here you can see a comparison with the Deluxo, which has the same lock-on range as every other vehicle. It's about 225 meters lock-on range, which is obviously longer than the Toreador's. Now, there's a lot of debate over what kind of missiles the Toreador has, but from my experience at least, it appears that they have the best tracking missiles in the game, paired with the Deluxo Ruiner 2000 Vigilante, things like that. As you can see right here, I have my friend in a Mark II flying straight over me. I fire a missile at him, and it spins right round to go and get him. Paired with a reduced lock-on range, the missiles also fly for a shorter amount of time, each missile only lasting 4 seconds as opposed to a regular 5 seconds. A huge highlight about the Toreador is that its missiles are actually infinite, whereas most vehicles like the Deluxo, Vigilante and Scramjet are limited to 30 missiles before they need refilling. On to the pros and cons of the Toreador. The pros are is that it is strong, it is fast, it has unlimited missiles, it has good missiles, it has good machine guns, and ignoring the initial buying price, it is relatively cheap compared to other weaponized vehicles. The cons is that it has a short lock-on range, it has a short missile range,